After making their presence felt in the Indian feature phone market, smartphone makers like Micromax and Karbonn are now gaining market share in the Indian smartphone market as well. Analysts say that their volume market share in India has grown from less than 3% a year ago to nearly 30% in the first quarter of 2013. These analysts from IDC, Convergence Catalyst, as well as Cyber Media Research say that smartphone makers like Nokia, BlackBerry are now seeing a fall in their market share as Indian smartphone makers like Micromax and Karbonn are increasing their sales in India. For example, the market leader Samsung has maintained its leadership position with a share of about 37% in the Indian smartphone market, but Micromax, which had nearly 2% market share in the first quarter of last year, now has the second highest share of about 18%, as well as Karbonn, which had a share of less than 2% last year, now has a share of nearly 10.9%, whereas both Nokia and BlackBerry have seen a fall in their volume market share. And that's because the price-conscious Indian customer is now going for these smartphone brands like Micromax and Karbonn because they get phones which have almost the same kind of specifications that they get in any multinational phone brand, but at a lower price, and in some cases even half the price. And now these smartphone brands like Micromax and Karbonn are going to take the competition to the next level. For instance, Micromax says that it's going to launch nearly 40 new smart devices in the current fiscal, whereas Karbonn is saying that it's going to launch high specification phones with HD camera and 1.5 gigahertz processor for a price of just 15,000 to 20,000 rupees. So clearly, like analysts say, that these are the early days where Indian smartphone brands are strengthening their positions in the Indian market, and it could only lead to higher competition for the multinational brands in India.